Good evening and thank you for joining us. After weather forced a cancellation on Friday, the engines were finally revving in the ByWard Market as the Snowmobile freestyle event Barbegazi made its Winterlude debut. It drew in big crowds while also providing a financial boost to local businesses. CTV's Josh Moreno starts us off.
It's not a bird or a plane. It's Barbegazi, making its debut at Winterlude, and for Jeff and Karen Atkinson, here from the U.S. for the weekend to take in the capital's winter festival, it's impossible to ignore.
It reminds us of watching the X Games on TV back in the U.S.
Barbegazi, a freestyle event, features snowmobiles flying off ramps and performing aerial tricks in the heart of the ByWard Market.
The amount of bravery that it takes to actually get those machines and do those tricks, well, they're taking years to prepare for that. It's incredible.
The event, postponed on Friday because of weather, brought people back into the market as riders took to the course.
It was a storm. Like, there was so much snow coming up and being poured down. You had it was a bit sketchy also from a traction perspective.
We'd rather give everybody a couple good shows afterwards and cancel one versus get hurt and then nobody gets any shows.
Organizers say safety drove the decision to delay, but Saturday's conditions allowed the show to go on.
It was super cool to see the people, stacked in the parking lot, garage, and all around the course. I think tonight is going to be epic because we'll have 3 riders and a bigger show.
To be out in cities like this, capital of the country, and people that may have never even seen a snowmobile before are out watching us do this, so it's pretty cool for all of us.
The downtown Winterlude crowd also providing a much-needed boost to businesses in the market.
It always kind of starts on Fridays, and then we see it throughout the weekend, so always a good sign, and hopefully, like I said, it's just trending in the right direction here the next few weekends.
And the sights and sounds of flying snowmobiles, more than enough excitement for the Atkinsons, opting to stay on the ground.
I wouldn't want to do that, though, and take my hands off the gas pedal.
Josh Moreno, CTV News.
I wouldn't want to do it either. I wouldn't want to do it, especially in this weather. It was very cold, and then you factor in the wind chill. I don't know. Flying off one of those jumps with the wind blowing in your face sounds painful. Environment Canada has issued a cold warning for the Ottawa area, cautioning of wind chill values near minus 35 degrees this weekend. With the cold warning, of course, that comes with an elevated risk for frostbite and hypothermia. Environment Canada is suggesting to cover up as much as possible, as frostbite can develop within minutes on exposed skin, especially with the wind chill. And a reminder, if it is too cold for you, then it is too cold for your pets to stay outside. So here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. It is minus 21 degrees out there right now. It will be even cooler for tomorrow's overnight low. We do expect some potential flurries overnight and then sun shining for tomorrow, but don't let that fool you. It will be freezing. We're getting up to a daytime high of around minus 15 degrees with clear conditions. Right now, we are sitting at minus 21, as I mentioned, but that wind chill feeling closer to minus 33. One man is dead after he was struck by a vehicle early this morning west of Perth. It happened on Highway 7 between Highway 511 and Glen Tay Road just before 1 a.m. A 44-year-old Ottawa man was standing beside his minivan where a tow truck was pulling his vehicle out of a ditch when he was hit by another vehicle. He was taken to hospital where he died a short time later, and anyone who may have witnessed the crash or has any relevant information, including dash cam footage, is now asked to contact Ontario Provincial Police. First responders attended a fatal collision on Ottawa roads last night near Richmond. According to paramedics, it was a head-on crash, and it happened at around 5:15 Friday afternoon on Franktown Road. Paramedics say one person has died and one man was brought to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. And Ottawa police posting to social media that a 39-year-old snowplow driver has been arrested for impaired driving early Saturday morning after colliding with a police cruiser. According to police, the collision happened on Rideau Street shortly after 4 o'clock in the morning. The driver tested 4 times the legal blood alcohol limit. The Ontario Liberal Party says its next leader will be announced this fall. This comes after Bonnie Crombie stepped down last month following the party's third-place finish in last year's election. In a statement this afternoon, the party laid out how the leadership race will work. Members will vote online from November 9th until the 20th using a ranked ballot system. The new leader will be announced on November 21st. And for now, Ottawa South MPP John Fraser is serving as the party's interim leader. Well, there is continued fallout from an organized crime investigation into several members of the Toronto Police Service. Peel Regional Police have now suspended 3 officers in relation to the probe. The Corruption and Organized Crime Probe by York Police, dubbed Project South, led to 46 charges against 7 Toronto officers and 1 retired member. Among the allegations is that they leaked information to organized crime figures, which set off a string of shootings in the Greater Toronto area. One of the accused, Toronto Police Constable Timothy Barnhart, was denied bail at a hearing yesterday. He is facing 17 charges in Project South, the most of any officer. He's accused of providing 3 suspects with an address in the murder plot of a corrections officer in York Region. In other news, Prime Minister Mark Carney announced this week the government is scrapping its electric vehicle sales mandate in favor of a new 5-year, $2.3 billion EV affordability program that will be available to consumers by mid-February. Industry Minister Melanie Joly spoke about what she called the government's commitments to supporting the country's auto industry while visiting Linamar. That's a major manufacturer for the automotive and industrial sectors. The motivations behind the measures are to make the Canadian auto industry both less reliant on gas-powered vehicles and also less dependent on the United States. Joly has faced questions about whether the plan is too ambitious, but while visiting the manufacturing giant, she talked about how the company can help with this EV push.
But there are many things we can control. And what we do with our auto sector is something we can control. And so we'll continue to fight for auto workers. We'll continue to fight for auto businesses. And I'll make sure that I fight within cabinet to prioritize the auto sector.
The new plan is a new rebate of up to $5,000 beginning on February 16th for fully electric vehicles and up to $2,500 for plug-in hybrid models. The rebate will not apply to Chinese EVs. Well, returning now to our coverage of the 48th annual Winterlude this weekend as people embrace the cold for some winter fun. CTV's Camille Wilson has a recap of today.
It all starts with a sketch. Then the sculpting. This is the first time Mathieu Russell-Lewis and Jenny Chang are ice carving.
When we saw that this competition was happening, we wanted to try it out.
10 duos taking on the challenge of creating unique sculptures competing in the Winterlude Ice Carving Public Challenge.
We're trying to make a beaver today. I think it's a great representation of Canada.
We have a father and son polar bear ice fishing.
Elise Manzo is an artist, but not a carver.
This is kind of the vision that we have. We'll see how well we can execute it, but we're very excited. It's the first time.
First-time carvers with the assistance of a professional given a couple of hours to learn before their work is judged in the Ryan Hill Public Challenge.
Ryan Hill actually participated in this event in 2013 and won. His first time ever doing ice carving. What's super amazing is he became an international ice carver, and he actually did ice carvings for us for over 12 years here at Winterlude. Unfortunately, he passed away last spring, and so we've decided to rename the public challenge in his honor.
Even leaving spectators amazed.
I think it's a wonderful opportunity for people to explore their creative side. I love that they come up with their own ideas and they make that a reality.
Winterlude continues at Rideau Hall for the Governor General's winter celebration.
We're excited to come every year despite the cold. We've been coming for the last 4 years and she loves it.
Inviting families to participate in activities, enjoy food and music.
I feel like it would be the hot chocolate with the cookies and the games.
We also like the estate. We enjoy coloring inside.
Back at Confederation Park, winning is not as important for these two.
We just want to have some fun.
It's a really good family event.
The Ottawa 67s hosted the OHL's top team, the Brantford Bulldogs, this afternoon.
Vandenberg, and Ishkok again, Bell score!
The Barber Poles scoring 4 unanswered goals after the Bulldogs opened the scoring, actually 5 unanswered goals, but the Bulldogs, again, they did open the scoring. It was in the first period. Ottawa goes on to win the game 5-1. That is the final score. The 67s moving into second place in the Ontario Hockey League, now just 2 points behind the Bulldogs for the top spot. The 67s play again tomorrow at TD Place Arena. It is a matinee game against the Owen Sound Attack, getting underway at 3 o'clock. But after this afternoon's game, the Ottawa Police Service and the Ottawa firefighters, they got right down to action. They're taking off in the annual Siren Series game. Some heated hockey in this one as the police take the W. 4-2 is the final score, tying the series history at 2 wins apiece.
Definitely we've had some really light winters lately, but it's been manageable.
As crews across Ottawa work to clear the snow from city streets, the question is, where does it all go? We'll tell you after the break. There's another live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. It is a brisk minus 21 degrees. And crews across Ottawa have been busy clearing the snow from city streets this winter. There's been a lot of it. But once that snow is loaded up and hauled away, many residents are left to wonder where it all ends up. CTV's Dave Charbonneau has the answer.
For Janice Ioe, having snowbanks cleared is more about safety than convenience.
This is a school bus route, so, it does matter to have the streets cleared.
While Ottawa hasn't experienced the monster snowstorms of the past, smaller amounts of snow on many winter days has kept city crews busy.
The snow removal has been fine this year. It doesn't, we live in Ottawa, it doesn't seem like it's that much worse, or definitely we've had some really light winters lately, but it's been manageable.
And this is where all that snow from your street ends up, in one of 6 city snow disposal facilities.
When we enter our snow removal operations, these facilities will run 24/7 for the period where we're hauling snow in these areas.
These sites are designed to manage more than just melting snow.
And the reason we have these is so we can control as the snow melts. We want to control all the meltwater and then make sure we're any debris that is in the snow piles, we are taking that, cleaning, disposing of it properly.
This mountain of snow will get 4 times bigger before it starts to melt. As the snow pile shrinks, the water is collected and treated before it leaves the site.
When all this pile melts, the water will drain into the settling pond here. That way we're capturing any debris that comes out and gets into there, and then this is treated, and then the water goes out from here.
Back on residential streets, some residents say they would like to see snow removal happen faster.
I wish they do it more often, but I guess they have to keep it within their budget. When the snowbanks get too high, it gets a little bit dangerous. It narrows in, so. Yeah. But this street isn't too bad. They do it pretty well.
For Janice Ioe, the bottom line is results.
They do a pretty good job. I think they're pretty swift at getting it done, better than Toronto.
And it will take months, well into August, before all the snow at these sites is fully gone. Dave Charbonneau, CTV News.
Always incredible to see those mountains of snow getting stories high, maybe 10, 15 stories, depending on where you are. Not hard to believe when you think of the weather we have had so far this winter. Cold tonight as well. Potential for some more snow here in Ottawa. Minus 24 is the low. Minus 30 in Bancroft. Same with Gatineau. So there is an extreme cold warning in effect for Environment Canada for tonight. And it's going to stay cold tomorrow into tomorrow's low as well. Minus 14 is the high in the capital. Minus 15 in Bancroft and Petawawa. Minus 14 in Gatineau as well. But beautiful sunny conditions at the very least. So here's a look at the 7-day forecast. We are expecting things to stay cold into tomorrow. You can see minus 24, wind chill feeling more like minus 35 at times. Another cold one on Monday, and then getting back to closer to seasonal on Tuesday with a 40% chance of flurries and a 30% chance on Wednesday. After the break, we will have an update from the Winter Olympics as a Canadian athlete reaches the podium for the first time in the 2026 Games. February is Heart Month, and Rona Manitic, 692 Coffee and Bar, Angelina and Heist Manitic are supporting the Heart Institute because the work they do saves lives. Heart disease touches everyone, and it is a great way to give back and to support our community during Heart Month. At the Winter Olympics in Italy, Valerie Malte skated Canada to its first medal at the 2026 Winter Games, winning bronze in the women's 3,000-meter long track speed skating. The 35-year-old captured her first individual Olympic medal. Malte becomes just the third athlete in the world and the first Canadian to win Olympic medals in both long track and short track speed skating. Ottawa's Elizabeth Wiedemann placed fifth after taking home bronze in the last Winter Olympics. And Canada's women's hockey team kicked off their bid for gold at the Winter Olympics as well. They were taking on Switzerland this afternoon, and this was a dominant performance from the Canadians. They outshot the Swiss 55-6. The final score 4-0. So an absolutely incredible effort from the Swiss goaltender Saskia Maurer, making an amazing 51 saves in this game. Canada's next tilt is on Monday, just after 3 p.m. They'll be taking on Czechia. Here in the capital, Ottawa's top lacrosse team got to work tonight, taking on the Calgary Roughnecks.
Sets until you get even better looks, and there it is. That's a beauty look, a great pass by Hellier.
Jeff Teat scored 4 goals for the home team in this one as the Black Bears come away with a 11-9 win at home. Ottawa is now 4-5 on the year, and they play again next Saturday in Rochester.
And I thought for someone that young, it wasn't normal behavior.
Still ahead, marking Eating Disorder Awareness Week in Canada, as an estimated 3 million people struggle with an eating condition. This week marked National Eating Disorder Awareness Week. It is estimated nearly 3 million Canadians deal with an eating condition. CTV's Sweeta Rassi has the story of one family.
At Maison Majorelle, a cafe just outside of Montreal, Sophia Zito takes a look back at the moments that marked the beginning of her daughter's battle with anorexia.
She would avoid sugar altogether and certain food types, and I thought for someone that young, it wasn't normal behavior.
Her daughter Emma was only 14 years old when she was diagnosed. Today she's 24, and her recovery journey is still ongoing. Anorexia is a mental health disorder marked by extreme food restriction. It can lead to drastic weight loss and serious physical complications, and at times it can also lead to death. When Emma was a teenager, she was hospitalized for the first time. Zito says the questions, fear, and uncertainty came rushing all at once.
What's an eating? Why does she have this? Where does it come from? I haven't suffered from an eating disorder, so it was a whole path of learning about that illness.
According to Anorexia and Bulimia Quebec, 300,000 people in the province have an eating disorder. Lise André Massé says it can affect anyone regardless of gender or age.
There's more than just trying to lose weight.
She says eating disorders are not just about food. It's a complex health issue which requires understanding and specialized care. Yet stigma surrounding eating disorders is still very much alive. It's National Eating Disorders Awareness Week, and that's why Zito is wearing purple, the color used to raise awareness about these illnesses. And that's exactly what she's trying to do.
Not only you have the shock of going through a major illness, you're afraid for your child's life, you have to explain what an eating disorder is. And I find it today that it's a nonsense.
And while Emma continues her recovery journey, Zito hopes sharing her family's story will help break the stigma, one conversation at a time. Sweeta Rassi, CTV News.
After the break, some humanoid robots pick up brushes to participate in a unique calligraphy contest alongside some real human beings.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
We're short on time, so skipping weather, but spoiler alert, it's going to be cold and we have a cold warning in effect. Okay, finally for us tonight, an event themed on writing Spring Festival couplets to express good wishes was held in China, and it featured some humanoid robots. Over 500 calligrapher enthusiasts and students gathered to write Spring Festival couplets together. 4 humanoid robots also grabbed brushes to participate in the unique calligraphy contest. The clankers had the brushes in their hands. They're coming for all kinds of jobs. This event kind of freaks me out. I don't love it. I'll be honest, not a fan. Good night, everybody.